On August the 25th in 2024, the winners of the Esports World Cup were handed their trophy on stage at a glitzy, star-studded ceremony in Riyadh. The winners were Team Falcons, a Saudi team that had run away with the title, and beaten Team Liquid, arguably the most successful and lucrative team in the world of esports. And among the celebrities in attendance, there was one surprise appearance. On stage, the winners were being handed their trophy by Mohammed bin Salman, the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia. Now, MBS is judicious with the events that he publicly attends, but the Esports World Cup was close to his heart for two reasons. Firstly, while Saudi Arabia has invested billions of dollars into the Saudi Pro League, given Rafael Nadal $750 million to become a tennis ambassador, and spent $5 billion already on the breakaway Live Golf League, to the surprise of many, all of those investments pale in comparison to the money they've pumped into esports. And the second reason is that MBS, as it turns out, is a massive gamer. MBS has led the reforms that revolutionised his country in less than a decade, turning Saudi Arabia from an austere and secretive place into one that was, on the surface, open for business and visitors. But that openness, which included greater rights for women, had been accompanied by a crackdown on political rights and on any criticism, which could lead to decades in prison for an errant tweet, or in the case of dissident journalist Jamal Khashoggi, murder. This was the trade-off: tacit obedience in exchange for events like the Esports World Cup, its trophy-winning ceremony and the pop concert that would follow it. And sport has been Saudi Arabia's forward operating base for social and economic reform. At the start of 2021, Saudi Arabia made its move into esports by establishing the Savvy Games Group, an esports and gaming investment arm of the Public Investment Fund, the sovereign wealth fund that, amongst other investments, owns 80% of Newcastle United. The Newcastle deal set the PIF back nearly $400 million, but in comparison to Saudi Arabia's investment in gaming and esports, that was just a drop in the bucket. Through Savvy, the PIF was committed to $38 billion worth of investments in the industry, more than 7 times its investment in Live Golf. And Savvy went on a spending spree. The PIF funded the purchase of over 8% of Nintendo and big stakes in game developers like EA, Take-Two, and Embracer. They bought esports leagues, game IP, and teams, and now controlled 40% of esports market share. So far, Savvy had spent $20 billion acquiring developers and shares in other companies, in line with MBS's Vision 2030 project, his plan to reorientate the Saudi economy away from its near-total reliance on oil. Now, the aim was to create 39,000 well-paid Saudi jobs in 250 newly created game developers, adding $13 billion to the country's GDP by 2030. Separately, there was also Kadilla, the $40 billion state-of-the-art entertainment megaproject with a dedicated esports district due to open in 2027. When MBS was interviewed by Fox News' Brett Baier in 2023, he was asked what he did to relax. "Computer games," he replied, before explaining how big the market was. "Esports is one of the most important things happening globally. It was one of the most growing industries on the planet. It grows by 30% every year. So the return on PIF investment every year is 15 to 25% profit. So it's really amazing, and we don't want to miss that. It is beating Hollywood today." Stream Hatchet's most recent trend report found that gaming and esports streaming had reached 32.5 billion hours the previous year. Millions watch esports around the world, and competitive gaming is lucrative for the very best. Top Counter-Strike 2 players can earn $40,000 a month in prize money and endorsements, and are celebrities in their own right. Saudi Arabia could see the potential, and offered to bankroll and host the first Esports World Cup. And fabulous prizes were on offer, including an unprecedented $60 million total prize pot. But of course, attracting teams, players, and streamers to attend was an issue. You see, gaming has a large LGBTQ fan base. A 2024 survey commissioned by gay rights advocacy group GLAAD found that 17% of gamers identify as LGBTQ. And when Saudi Arabia had tried to get involved in gaming in the past, it hadn't always gone down well. When the controversial trillion-dollar giga project NEOM announced a lucrative tie-in with a League of Legends tournament, there was an uproar in the gaming community. Amid threats of player boycotts over Saudi Arabia's poor record in gay rights, where homosexuality remains illegal, League of Legends publisher Riot Games cancelled the deal within 24 hours and apologised to its fans. But this time, they had a different plan. If the tournament was to be a success, the very best teams needed to attend. And so, Team Liquid's co-CEO, Steve Aronset, was invited to Saudi Arabia to meet in MBS's palace, and had a chance to play MBS's favourite game in his own private gaming lounge, League of Legends. I was really compelled by the fact that, he plays video games. He loves it. He enjoys it. It's a hobby, said Aronset. And it's kind of interesting when you think about it. Like me, this young gay kid from Leesburg, Virginia, growing up lower middle class, it ends up being this language that you can converse in. Aronset was conflicted about playing in Saudi Arabia, but after gaming with MBS and some negotiation over the following weeks, he was told that Team Liquid's players would be allowed to wear rainbow flag logos throughout the Esports World Cup. "I'm not suggesting video games alone can save the world," he wrote on X, announcing the decision for Team Liquid to play in the Esports World Cup. "I maintain a belief in the transformative potential of gaming and sports." Now, there was some muted criticism of Saudi Arabia's games washing, but the first Esports World Cup was considered a roaring success. Planning for 2025's edition is well underway. Chess was added to the roster of games, with Magnus Carlsen signed up as an ambassador. And the International Olympic Committee announced that in the summer of 2025, the first officially sanctioned Esports Olympics would be hosted in Riyadh. "We are a youthful nation with over 23 million gamers," said Prince Abdulaziz bin Turki Al Faisal, the Saudi Minister of Sport. "Our kingdom has become a global hub for professional esports. This is a natural next step." So far, Saudi Arabia's biggest, but least understood, sports bet seems to be paying off.
If you like this video, please consider subscribing to the channel. The Athletic is home to the best team of sports writers, reporters, and analysts in the world, offering exclusive stories and unrivaled insight. You could try The Athletic for free for 30 days by clicking the link in the description.